Welcome back to Y&R For Life, where we talk about all things Y&R related. We talk about what's going on, my predictions, what I think's going to happen. Hey, we even talk about fashion on this show from time to time because I'm a big time fashion girl, so we got to spill the tea about that. If you're new to this channel, my question is, what took you so long to get here? And if you are returning, what's up? Long time no see. Let me just first start off with I sound really groggy, and it's because I have some sort of cold or flu that I got from my kids. What are you going to do? Try and stay away from it, but I got it. So, pardon me if certain things may be a little bit more difficult to understand. It's just this is what I'm dealing with right now. However, concerning the show this week, you know, it wasn't too bad, but I gotta say, it was just, it was different. I really don't know how best to explain it, but I guess the more we get into it, it'll be easier to, figure things out where all this drama was concerned. All right, just a couple of disclaimers before we get into it. If you don't want to know what's going on, you kind of want to get caught up on your own, this may not be what you want to see or hear, but I am so grateful that you are here. And if I happen to not mention something in particular, it could be because I plumb forgot, or it really just wasn't newsworthy, so I didn't bother mentioning it. Is what it is, nature of the beast, that's what I like to say. And if you do like this type of content, you do like what you hear, you like what you see, it would be so kind if you hit that like and subscribe button down below. And also don't forget the bell notification so that you don't miss a single video that I post here on Y&R For Life. All right. So this week started off with Tessa and Daniel, and I'm just probably just, I'm going to skim over some stuff. But it really started with Tessa and Daniel with their little duet, if you will. Well, it wasn't even a duet, but he's there strumming on the guitar and she's singing whatever song allegedly the two of them wrote. I mean, they had front and center stage with this, so much so that it started with the two of them, went to commercial, and came back, and it was the two of them. I'm like, oh, did we just have like a little mini concert there? Okay. So yes, through their, singing and playing, if you will, by the end of it, she's like, Daniel, that was great, and he's like, did we just do this? Did we just, and he's like, wow, she's over the moon, like, wow, I can't believe we did this, blah, blah, blah. And then it got to the point where she's like, we need to, sing this so people can hear. So he's like, ha ha ha, maybe I should sing it at my dad's wedding. She's like, oh, that's great. He's like, oh yeah, you'll be my plus one. She's like, absolutely, let's do this. We should do this. He's like, wait, you're not joking. Here's where I go, yes. So like I've been saying, and that the two of them are going to somehow get together because of all of this. Now, I don't believe this part of the story. This is not part of the actual story itself, but I heard word on the street is that Kate Fairbanks, who plays Tessa, is, leaving the show. I don't have concrete proof as to this. I, at this point, think this is just murmurings, because I was really sourcing this one out, and I'm like, yeah, no. I don't think so, because they have to further this storyline, which to me would be a great storyline between her and Daniel. This is just me. And I say this also because after they were having their little conversation, Daniel basically was like, telling her how much he likes her. Now he didn't, like lay out the red carpet, if you will, but you could tell with what he was saying was that, yes, Tessa, almost like I'm getting to like you a lot. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. And she kind of was like, okay. So, yes, I think that they are going to somehow become some sort of couple. However, through that conversation, uh, enter stage right. That would be Mariah. Oh, Mariah. Yeah, so Daniel eventually leaves. Mariah tells Tessa, it looks like you and Daniel are getting closer. She's like, yeah, he's my friend. And I need friends at this time. Like, what? She's like, look, I don't want to talk about Daniel. What is going on with you? Mariah goes on to say that her therapist basically says that I don't know if she's on some verge of a breakthrough, but she has to further this, and she's recommending that she, you know, hit the bricks, like leave town and go to some treatment facility, and I don't know, get all her eggs in a basket, if you will. Well, Tessa is not feeling this whatsoever. She's like, look, you're not here. You're not here for our daughter. She can sense like this separation nonsense. Like you don't talk to me. You haven't said anything. And I mean, Tessa again was like jab, 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 jab at Mariah. So much so that that particular episode ended with Mariah. Did she fully confess? I think she somewhat confessed. That we all could have seen based on her little daydreams or nightmares or whatever they were. She tells Tessa, okay, I'll tell you. I almost killed a man. Dum, dum, dum. Yeah, we saw that like weeks ago. And okay, like I said, I don't think anybody really cares anymore because now you've left it at you almost killed a man. That was it. Like, that's the end of that story. So, I don't know. At this point, I personally think Tessa and Mariah, the whole Taraya story, they need to call it quits and just be gone with one another. Tessa end up with Daniel, and Mariah go to the facility, do what you need to do, and just leave. Anyway, that was them. So then again, there's this whole cardigan Cain and his nonsense. So much so that the whole thing for Abbott Communications, the whole party, the launch, that got snafu'd by no other than Cardigan Cain, who apparently sent out like text messages going, yeah, oh, sorry, unforeseen circumstances, it's off. So he ends up being the only one at society when Billy and Sally show up. I like Sally's blue dress. I do. I like the color on her. It was a simple, kind of reminded me somewhat of a bridesmaid dress. However, you know what? I'll give her hair looked on point, and yeah. So I'm gonna give it a strong 7 out of 10. Billy looked like a hot mess, but okay, I get it. It was, I guess, the particular era that they were trying to bring out. But he just looked. He looked like he was part of a circus routine. I don't know. Anyway, so yes, Cardigan Cain's like, oh well, fancy meeting you guys here. Like it's about time you showed up. Sally's like, well, where's all the people? What's going on here? And he's like, yeah, they're not coming. Okay. Anyway, at some point in time, uh, Phyllis, she shows up. And she's like, yeah, what's going on here, Cain? Side note, she had met up with Nick, and Nick was grilling her about her involvement with Cain and how this is unacceptable. You're going to end up going to jail. Like, no, 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 no. And I'm trying to save you. I love you too much. Like, no, 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 no. I'm trying to save you from yourself and this madman. She's like, Nick, you got to trust me. She just went on. Phyllis went on this whole rant about, you don't trust me. At some point in time throughout the week, she called Nick a jerk. You're a jerk, Nick. He's like, what? Yeah, you're a jerk. Because he doesn't believe in her, and she's like, she knows what she's doing, and he doesn't have to get involved. Stop trying to save her, which and on his chest, Nick tries to save the entire city, Genoa City. This is what Nick does. As long as you're on, I guess, the A side and you're not on the B side, Nick is going to put on his little trusty cape. He's going to dust that off, and he's just going to go to town to help everybody. But Phyllis is not having it. All right. So she learns from Nick that there's this AI software out there that basically can, if used, it can basically infiltrate these companies and basically fold them, and it can even make it look like it was an inside job. Boy, they're reaching with this AI stuff, aren't they? Oh boy. So yeah, Nick's like, look, you can't get involved with this. You're gonna get your hands dirty in this. So that was that chunk, and then brings us to this non-launch party. So Phyllis now knows this information about this AI stuff, because whatever information she got from Cain before, it was just little sprinkling of information. Now she's got the juice. So she's like, okay, Cain, what is going on here? What? So he's like, well, what do you know? She's like, look, I know this, and this is in front of Billy and Sally, mind you. And he's like, oh, where'd you hear it from? She's like, not important. He goes, well, I guess Nick told you, da 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 da. So yes, apparently this AI software is legit. And so now Cain wants Billy and Sally and Phyllis to have their goal with this AI software, to take Newman down, to get Chancellor, because he wants to repair his relationship with Maddie, Charlie, and I guess Lily. I don't know. So now Billy has like visions of sugar plums in his head, going, ha ha ha, what can I do with this information? Meanwhile, Sally's like, what? No, 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 I don't think so. I mean, she was totally against it, and I don't blame her. She didn't want to get her hands dirty. No, no, no. So they ended up going back to Billy's place, and she's like, Billy, what are you No, first of all, she had to tried to do damage control over this whole non-party, and now this she's got to deal with. So Billy's like, well, I'm just gonna think about it. I just want to think about it. She's like, what? Wait, what are you talking about? What is there to think about? Are you insane? So yeah, apparently he didn't say nothing to Jack about none of this, about the party being snafu'd. Yeah, Jack, he was just on fire. He was so upset. And even Diane was she wanted to say I told you so, but she didn't say that. Way to go, Diane. I mean, I feel like she's the voice of reason. As I said, she's like her and her facial expressions. She knows what's the deal, and she's like, I don't want to be I don't want to be right about Billy, but like no. So Jack's like, look, I need to know what's going on. Jack ends up confronting Billy at his place, going off about what is going on with like what are you doing? Oh, Jack, I just need to think. I just need to think. So Sally, she just oops. Billy, you're going to tell Jack. So she looked at him like, and he wasn't talking. So she's like, okay, Jack, it's like this. Billy, no? Okay. Here's the other part of the information, Jack. And Billy, you have up until tomorrow morning to figure this out. If not, I'm out of everything. Well, I guess she won't be moving in. Billy ended up having this big fight, verbal altercation, if you will, with Jack. And he ends up telling Jack, well, you know what? If you want to be out, be out. Like, go. Because Jack's like, I want my money back. Can you blame him? So he's like, no, I want my money back. Like, invested in you. Oh, Billy boy. I don't know what you're thinking. Well, I do, because you feel like you're going to get payback if you get this software. You're going to get payback from probably Jack, payback from your mother, and you're going to stick it to Victor and like blow him sky high. Whatever. So I know Billy's brain is like, it's getting bigger, like if you put on shaving cream and it's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Yeah, that's his brain. So much so that this poor guy, did he not drink himself to oblivion? And the next day his hair was like, bing! Sally finds him and was like, oh, Billy, what are you sorry for him for? This guy's a loose cannon. I told you, didn't I say this? Billy's gonna go do something real silly and he's gonna lose Sally. Who would that leave her? Oh, well, as I said, I don't think that Nick and Sharon are gonna get back together, but I did at first, but I don't think it's gonna happen. So she could go right back to Nick. Although, Nick, would you want her back? I don't know. Anyway, so that was Billy and Cain. Cain is there doing the utmost to try and get Michael to work with him, which he basically accepted. But I see Michael is very wise, and I feel like Michael is not only playing Cain to get the big bucks, but he's also playing Victor, and that the person who's going to end up on top is Michael himself. So I don't know. I feel like he's playing both ends. And basically he was told to make amends with Phyllis because she's like some big hacker, as you are aware. So he can kind of get in the, I guess, the inner circle where she's concerned. He's trying to make nice with Phyllis at some point this week in the park. And of course Phyllis is going on about you weren't there for me in my time of need. You know, at the time I fully believed that basically Sharon was out to set up her son and destroy him. Phyllis, all I'm going to say is just let it go. Let it go. You already found out she wasn't guilty. Yes, at the beginning maybe, but she also was drugged continuously. So it's not on her. Yes, her trying to hide evidence. Yeah, that's on her. But she didn't actually do like the actual crime. So let it go, Phyllis. Just let it go. But she won't. She won't. And yeah, we did see um, Lily with Devon at some point in time. They were at society having their little lunch or whatever. I gotta say, her bag on the floor was driving me nuts. I don't put my bag on the floor. They say if you put your bag on the floor, that you won't get money. How true that is, I don't know, but I don't know. So it was really bothering me. That's just my opinion for what I saw. However, uh, they were there at the table, and she was going on again about Cain and Maddie and Charlie, and it got to the point where she thought Devon was taking Cain's side, and he's like, "Look, look, I probably despise the guy more than you do. I'm just saying, you know." Then you got Amanda, who I truly believe at this point, she wants Cain so badly for herself, which is why she's like a little lap dog. Whenever he says jump, she says how high, woof woof. Like, I don't get it. She always looks like she's in despair when he asks her to do anything concerning Lily, but she does it anyway. I don't know. She bothers me. But okay, I get it. She's there for whatever small particular purpose, but okay. Um oh Lord. Do we need to talk about them? I guess so. Kyle, Claire, Holden, and a side plate of Nathaniel. Okay, Claire learns from Kyle that about this whole transaction between the contract between him and Victor. She now knows the terms, that it was in writing he'd pay this $5 million to Victor and leave town if he ever hurt Claire. Once again, why haven't you paid up? I don't know. So Claire, of course, oh my God, you put a price tag on our relationship? What is this? You know, I've said, yes, Kyle went too far where Audra was concerned. Absolutely. 100,000%. However, this guy, like, he worships the ground you walk on. You know, if even a feather tried to fall in your lap, I picture Kyle almost diving to grab the feather so that it didn't touch you. I, I don't know, devil's advocate here. Would I be able to trust somebody who did what he did? I don't know. But I think because he fessed up and said something, it doesn't absolve him, but it lessens the blow just a little bit. And know that he really does love you and care for you, because not only can we see it, your mother can see it. If Victor was telling a fib, I don't know, but he said he could see it. Why are you questioning him? Oh, geez, Kyle, I just really question, like, what? Oh my gosh. And then when he ends up confronting Holden at some point this week, like, you better stay away from Claire. Like, leave her alone. Like, and Holden's like, hey man, I mean, no problems to you guys. Like, enjoy your relationship, that kind of thing. Meanwhile, Fair Holden, Mr. Novak, he at some point in time told Claire how he's fiending for her. He's loving on her. Am I the only one that saw this? I'm confused. And how did she not know this? So, yes, Holden told Kyle, I'm of no threat to you. Enjoy your relationship. I can actually handle Audra for you if you want. I'll do that. Tell her to back off. She'll listen to me. Blah blah blah. He's like, look, I don't need your help. You just stay away from Claire. Claire ends up walking in. This is at the coffee house. Claire walks in, and she's like, oh, what's going on here? And he's like, oh, well, nothing, Claire. I was just having a conversation with Holden. Da 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 da. So he goes, well, did you come back to see me? She's like, no. I wanted to get it. I think she said a brownie. But I've lost my appetite. Oh, Claire. So Claire's like, did you pick a fight with him or something? Like, basically, that's my friend. What are you doing? You see why I can't trust you? And Kyle's like, I know guys like him. He's a smooth talker, and he wants you, Claire. He wants you. She's like, oh, we're just friends. What are you talking about? So what are you saying? That, you have a problem with that? What are you saying, that I'm naive? Yeah, you are. But he didn't say that. I'm saying that. And then that's when she toddled. Answer me this. Why did she toddle off to go and get Holden? But, I was following you and I wanted to apologize. And as a matter of fact, Kyle should be the one apologizing, not me. Okay, so then why did you go there? You must think that we're all like off a loopy truck, because this doesn't make any sense. And then Holden's like, you really didn't have to do this. But then that's when he tells her, I can see why Kyle would feel a ways, because I like you. Like, I like you. And you could tell that Claire was like, she was a little smitten by that. Claire, get it together. And you're going to probably dipsy doodle with Holden right back on Kyle, just kind of sticking it to him. That's on you. But at the end of the day, Kyle is feeling this sort of ways, and he told his parents that obviously he has no clue about relationships. And poor Diane is thinking, I just want to help my son. I hate when he's sad like this. Oh, this is not nice. Oh, let him be a man. Diane, just let it go. Let him, whine and complain all he wants. But he's got to toughen up, Buttercup, and carry on. If Claire needs time, so be it. And then Claire is like, well, I don't have experience like how Kyle has. He's been married. This is what she's telling Victoria. Victoria's like, look, if you can forgive him, great. If he's done whatever and it's like past the point of forgiveness, okay, move on. Oh, nobody needs to hear all this whining, complaining, and everything is this whole big conversation. Well, here's insert Nathaniel, where him and Kyle were at the coffee shop having a conversation. Kyle was like, hopefully you're not gonna like punch me out. He's like, no. And they had like a nice little communal chat about Audra and Holden, if you will. Everything was copacetic. Tutus, Claire and Victoria walk in. They end up sitting at the table. And Claire's like, what were we talking about, Holden? Oh my gosh. You can't win with this girl. Like, I don't get it. She is like 21 questions. So basically, Nate and Victoria, they left, which left Kyle there with Claire. And she's like, so, are you going to tell me? He's like, tell you what? Are you going to tell me Were you about the conversation? Were you talking about Holden? Oh, again. So he slips over next to her. He's like, look, I'm just trying to, I was talking to Nate about him. I wanted to have a better idea about him. I just don't trust him, Claire. I just don't trust him, Here's my thing, Claire. Don't trust Holden, but I know you will. There you go. And you're going to end up with probably in a whack load of trouble, but that is nothing new to you. So if you and Holden want to put on, like, I don't know, masks and like be like Bonnie and Clyde to do your thing, bye bye. Enough. Kyle, I think you need to be by yourself for a little while. That's just my opinion because you are screwing things up left right. So you're both not innocent in all of this. You really aren't. But it is what it is. So yeah, we saw Adam briefly. He was going to see a soccer game of Connor, and Victor was like, "Oh, I've seen the boy much less now that he's living on the ranch than when he did it." Oh, okay. Yeah, there was a couple of one-liners in there. Even Sharon's, "Okay, Nick, let's just go to Burger Barn." Oh, okay. So yeah, Adam had a few fleeting moments. Really not much to talk about where that was concerned. He just kind of, to me, he was just an honorable mention. He just came into the show like one episode. He was there and he was in and out, and that was it. That. So really, the crux of the week was, of course, Cardigan Cain, Mariah and her like, I don't know, half confession, if you will. I don't even know if it's a full half, and then Kyle and Claire and this nonsense with Holden. Um, I don't know. Next week, I hope that, I don't know. I just hope that there's more, spice in there. Just a little bit more. Because right now, it just seems like it's like wafting in the water, it's not really going too much of anywhere. And we're getting little snippets, but nothing is kind of like coming together to be completed. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen this week. I feel like it should be a little bit better, but what do I know? So there you have it, folks. If you stuck around to the end of this video, I am so grateful. I really appreciate your time, and I love you lots. Yeah, so we're gonna see. I feel like there's gonna be something because, spoiler alert, Mariah and Daniel, I don't know if Mariah asked Daniel to do something concerning Tessa. I don't know. Could it be that maybe she told uh, Daniel to kind of get closer to Tessa so that Tessa could start falling for Daniel so that Mariah could slip out and it would be like an easy, cleaner break? I wonder, because I wasn't understanding some of that. But okay, we shall see. That would be a good one. I think so. Yeah, so that was pretty much that. And again, hopefully this week is a little bit better. You know what I mean? So once again, if you do like what you hear, you like what you see, it would be so nice if you hit that like and subscribe button. Also, share. Why? Because sharing is caring. And don't forget to hit that bell notification. Once again, we will see what happens this week, and I will catch you on the next video. Bye.